How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Monday edition of the Morning Vibe. Appreciate you guys joining us in here on this fine Monday morning where we are actually in here filming it on Monday morning. Got a little bit late start this morning. Really wanted to be in here a little bit early, but let's hit y'all with the intro music so you guys know that we got started. We got lots to talk about today. Lots and lots to talk about. Man, that always hits good on a Monday, don't it? I'm telling y'all that right now. All right, we're going to dial it back just a little bit because I've got to talk to you guys about it. Guys, I've been attacked in my own house. And I'm going to explain to you guys exactly what I'm talking about here in just a minute. A couple news and notes over the last couple of weeks. Football is back. If you're a big football fan, whether it be college, whether it be NFL, college and NFL is back, man. And it's back with events. I think we're in like week 3 of the college football season. Pretty sure we're in like we just finished up Sunday of week 2 of the NFL season, so it means we've got like the the Monday night games left. Yesterday was a pretty exciting day around the NFL. As you guys know, here in Florida, I grew up a Miami Dolphins fan. A lot of people don't realize that, but I did grow up a Miami Dolphins fan. I had an uncle and a cousin that was big Dolphins fans, and even though I lived in Kentucky, which is really, really close to the Bengals, grew up a Miami Dolphins fan. So it's pretty cool to see those guys 2-0. They've got a really good, I love their coach, man. I love Mike McDaniels. And I know he's one of those personalities that you love him or you hate him, but I really do enjoy Mike Daniels quite a lot. And it's been really, really cool to see the progression of them so far. I guess that's really like sports wise. I think that's the main thing going on right now. I don't know that any other, of course, you're in kind of the end. We're drawing near the end of the baseball season. It seems like baseball was kind of put on I don't even know why. I mean, baseball just didn't seem like it had a lot of luster this year. I mean, I don't watch a ton of sports anyways, but it just seemed like this year that baseball just, I don't know. I don't know if it's because maybe New York's not doing well, Boston's not doing well. And I think baseball is one of those sports that when a lot of the king teams that you think of when you think about it, the Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Cubs. I know there's other ones, but it seems like when those top tier teams don't tend to do well, it seems like it seems like the stories fall by the wayside. And maybe that's just me. That's just because about the only baseball intake I have is from social media and stuff like that. So maybe that's the case. If you think that's different, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your all's thoughts on it. This is obviously not a sports talk show. I'm not that into sports. Fishing has been getting better in our area. If you guys are tuning in over on the Cameraman Ron channel, we are having a little bit better success, on the fishing front. Finally, been offshore a couple times, caught some stud fish, and then that's the topic of today's conversation. So, guys, I'm just going to dive right into this, and I want you guys to be very interactive with me on this one and leave a comment down below. Because if you think I'm wrong on this, tell me I'm wrong. I'm very open to conversation and criticism if I am in the wrong on something. I think I proved that on the last podcast we posted, which I know has been way too long ago, about the angry charter captain. But here's basically what happened. I posted this picture right here. We'll put it up here on the side somewhere. And all I put in the caption was, "This big girl took my breath away." Well, I post fishing pictures all the time on the Cameraman Ron page. First and foremost, let me address that. This is not like I'm posting a picture for the first time ever. I post pictures all the time on the Cameraman Ron page. Well, in this one in particular, I don't know who it was originally, but I had a yoga instructor get on there, and they tagged a page called Fish Feel. Now, please keep in mind, this is on my Cameraman Ron Facebook page. I didn't go to their page. I didn't go to the yoga instructor's page. I posted this on my page, and this is the response I got from this company called Fish Feel. First off, they thank the yoga instructor for tagging them. I've never had any interaction with these people whatsoever. Cameraman Ron, how very ironic to say the fish took your breath away when you were literally suffocating her. If you gender identity right there, you don't know what that fish is. Could have been a he, a her, whatever. I called her a her, but I'm just joking. If you hadn't already killed her, I had not already killed her. She swam away just fine. Fishing isn't sport. The fish are victims, not willing participants. Science has shown that fishes can suffer terror and pain. They are sentient beings who deserve respect and compassion, not gratuitous cruelty. What is gratuitous cruelty? I've never even heard of that. Somebody look that up and tell me what that means. Even if a fish is returned to the water, it doesn't mean they survive, having been impaled, fought, suffocated, and manhandled. Many do not, and they all suffer immensely from the injury and trauma. All of the nutrients derived from fish and from other animals can be obtained more healthfully, humanely, and environmentally responsibly from plant sources. Needless, that's when I found out they were vegans. Right there. Like that, they told me they were vegans without saying they were vegans. Fun or anything else is animal abuse. There's nothing sport about it. Please take up a non-violent activity instead. Where do we begin? Look, let me start by saying this. If you feel a certain kind of way about fishing, hunting, eating meat, whatever, no judgment. Seriously, none at all. I've actually got a social media friend, and she's a vegan. Pardon me. And, I don't jump on her page and be like, hey, you should eat meat. It's, this is why you should eat meat. Jesus ate meat. Now, look, I don't care. I really don't. If you don't want to eat meat, or you don't want to hunt, or you don't want to fish, by all means, don't. If you really feel like in your heart of hearts that going out and dropping a line in the water is in some way animal cruelty, and that's your true belief, then don't do it. I'm never going to come at you and be like, you're stupid for not fishing. That's so dumb. You Never. I will never come to you and be like, that's so dumb that you don't fish. I mean, personally, I feel like that it's not animal cruelty. I mean, at all. I don't think I've been taught in such a way in my fishing journey that there are very few people out there who respect wildlife and fish more than myself. That's not me bragging. That's just me being truthful. I make every effort when we catch these fish, to make sure that they are released safely if they are a non-legal fish. If they are harvested, I try to make sure that they are harvested in a humane manner and done as quickly as possible. I'm doing everything I can to be a good conservationist as far as fishing goes. I don't keep illegal fish. Are you going to gut hook a fish here and there and kill it? Absolutely. It's part of it. When you're out there fishing, you're going to gut hook a fish. We lost a really, really good red snapper about 2 weeks ago, or a week or so ago, that I caught. We did everything right with this fish, guys. We vented it. We had her hooked in the corner of the mouth. The only thing that I can think of, and I talked to Captain Ryan about it, was I'm thinking maybe I hooked her in the gills from the start of the fight, and then at some point it ripped her gills because she was bleeding a little bit. But when we got her to the boat, she was hooked right in the corner of the mouth, which is exactly what you want. That's why you use these inline circle hooks, because they hook them right in the corner of the mouth. Do the fish feel it? I don't know. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. My only thought process is, and I've always said this, if fish felt the same pain as other animals, they would pass out from the pain. Like if you hooked me and you started dragging me through the water, I would pass out from the pain, and they don't. So do they feel it? Probably. I think them being sentient beings, I don't know. It depends on which side of the aisle that you go to that you can find out whether some scientists believe they are, some scientists believe they're not. And I think it really just depends on whether it's the vegan side or the non-vegan side that's doing the research. I really feel like, and it's like that you can twist certain things to adjust your beliefs in any way that you want to. The difference is I'm not trying to convince them that they don't. Maybe that, I don't know. I'm not smart enough or have a degree in science to be able to sit here and be like, oh yeah, these fish definitely feel pain, or to sit here and tell them, no, these fish never feel a thing. I don't know. I don't. I enjoy fishing, and it's a legal thing to do, so I go out there and I do it. And I think that's where a lot of this comes in play. And I'm not gonna lie, I can be a little petty sometimes. Y'all, the PYT is messaging me right now. I love this girl so much. Like, she is literally, they're at Disney. Y'all, I don't know how well you can see this on the camera. My girl is all decked out and ready to go to Disney. That's the PYT right there, y'all. Showing me some love this morning. Her and the boys are down in Orlando getting ready to head over to Disney for the day. Just showed you to the camera. Love you. Because you know what? There's nothing more important than her. I don't care if I'm shooting a podcast. If I'm right here in the middle of talking to y'all, if she texts me, I'm going to text her back because there ain't nothing more important in this life to me than that girl right there. I'm going to tell you all that right now. But back to the fish field people. So then this conversation, like you'll have, the posts are still up. If you go on the Camera Run Facebook page, you can read all the comments. It's nuts. Like it got crazy because of course they came to my page and commented, a fishing page. Okay. I didn't go post something on their page. That's the key here. Okay. They came to my page. They came to my house and attacked me and my audience in my house, my Facebook page, my house. And that's not okay. Simply because had I went on their page and like, your beliefs are stupid, I'm going to post a picture of me holding a fish for all your audience to see because I'm a big man and I'm going to show you that fishing. I didn't do that. I don't care. If that's how they feel, let them feel that way. If they feel some kind of way about it, I'm not trying to stop them. I have no reason to stop them. What they're doing is not affecting me in my life every day at all whatsoever. I have no reason to go to their page and try to get them to fish. But they felt the need for some reason to come to my page and try to get me to stop fishing. So ultimately, I told them, basically, after, it wasn't just, and guys, I get petty on Facebook. Let's not kid anybody, okay? I don't want to make it sound like I'm trying to be a saint. I get petty on Facebook. I do. So they're like commenting and they're like going back and forth with my audience. I'm going back and forth with them. So I tell them eventually, I'm like, because they're like, people stop fishing every day because they realize, because that was what it was. I commented, I'm like, you're not going to come to a fishing page and get people to stop fishing because you don't think it's right. And they're like, oh, we've got da-da-da. And I'm like, introduce me to one fisherman, like a true avid fisherman that at some point in his life's like, oh, it's wrong. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm tired of being cruel to animals. I'm going to stop. I don't buy that. So the next day, being my petty self. Now, this is where again, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I don't mind. Most of my friends thought it was funny. I'm just going to be honest with you. But the next day, I posted. No, I'm sorry. All this happened like 2 days after I posted this picture. So that day, while all this is going on, I hadn't posted anything on the Camera and Run page yet. And I was like, hey, I posted a picture of the Cuban hogfish I caught. Awesome catch. And I was like, I wasn't going to post a fish picture today, but fish feel inspired me. So here you go. And I tagged them. Well, when I did that, let's just say the floodgates open. And they had one guy get on. Let me see if I can find his name here real quick. It should not be hard because he was adamant in his resolve about how terrible of a person I was. Let me go in the comment. Mind you, both of these guys, and I was the whole time I'm telling these guys, I'm like, hey, this is awesome. I'm in an engagement program on Facebook right now. So every time you comment, every time you like dislike this, whatever you're doing, like you're bumping up my money. You're giving me more money to buy fishing rods. And ultimately I told him, I was like, thank you so much. I'm like, with that last comment, you put just enough money into the account to buy a new fishing combo and a fishing combo for a kid so I can get the next generation involved. Again, petty, yes, I know, but funny, also very much yes. So let me go in here. I'm going to try to find this guy. It won't be hard because he was very, very adamant in this. His name was Scott. I can't even pronounce his last name, something the second. It's still there. And he said, this is how cowards operate. Congrats, coward. I wonder what would be leaking out of that pudgy face of yours if somebody ran a hook through it. So me being the guy, I'm like, blood. It would be blood. Just like the same as the fish. And he goes on to tell me about all this stuff is that, he was an avid fisherman for 18 years and he lived on a sailboat. And of course my audience is jumping in and they're like going back. I'm like, show me a picture of you holding a fish. I've still yet to see a picture of him holding a fish, proving that he was an avid fisherman at one point. But anyways, before the conversation's over, he opened up with calling me a coward, calling me pudgy. Before it was over, he called me pork chop. He called me fat. And then he went on, which is fine, guys. I don't care. Like, I legitimately do not care. I've been a big dude most of my adult life. So that comment is never going to, like, if you think that's going to be the comment, it's going to be like, oh, I'm hurt. You're dead wrong. That's not going to be it, guys. So then he goes on to start quoting the Bible and talking about Jesus. So I had to comment then. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, we can get in here and have fun, banner and all this stuff. I was like, but you're not going to tell me that you think it's okay to come in here and insult someone, strictly based on their appearance, calling me fat, calling me pork chop, and then turn around and start quoting the Bible and Jesus like that. If you think that's the way Christians operate, you are dead wrong. And then, of course, everybody jumped in and they were talking about, Jesus fed the many with fish. I mean, that if you know the story in the Bible of Jesus feeding the many, it was with fish and bread. It's just so funny to me that these guys get so bent out of shape over this. It makes no sense. And I don't understand coming to a fishing page unless you're just looking for trouble. And at first I thought, this is some like knockerhead, whatever, that's just like trying to be a troll. But I go over and like this fish field page has got like 17,000 followers or something. They have a whole website dedicated to being a fish activist group and worm activist, because it's not good to use worms for bait because they feel too. And I'm just like, look, again, I'm not sitting here telling you that fish don't feel pain. I'm not making that argument. My argument with this is don't come into somebody else's house or Facebook page where they have an audience, especially if they have an audience, guys, because you're never going to win that battle. You're not. Unless you come out with all 17,000 of your members, you're not going to bring 2 or 3 people onto a fishing page and win an argument about not fishing. You're setting yourself up to just absolutely get trolled. And then what ends up happening is there are people from that audience that will go over to your page and they'll be posting fishing pictures every single day. And it's like, I just don't get it. And like when something like that takes off on Facebook, it completely goes off the rails. Eventually you have to kind of stop reading the comments, because in this one, it was kind of funny because it was mainly targeted towards the Scott guy, because the fish field people, they really didn't respond as much in the second post. In my mind, I feel like that the Scott dude is somehow correlated with the fish field app or the fish field group. Maybe not, but he definitely felt like an admin or something of that page. And then he jumped over to his personal page and started doing this. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, you should probably not be going on there talking stuff like that to a fishing group. Like, I don't go to your advocacy group for fish and start telling them how wrong they are, because I'm never going to win that battle. Whether if I could have every fact in the world, okay? Every fact in the world proving that fishing is okay and that it doesn't hurt the fish. Like, I could have every single fact in the world. And if I go to a page of people that are there nothing but to prove that fishing is animal cruelty, I'm never going to convince those people otherwise. So I just stay away from it. I let them feel the way they want to feel or do what they want to do. They're not hurting me as well as I'm not hurting them. Now, apparently they feel like, they were calling, because I told them, we were talking about in the comment section, I'm like, most of what I do is catch and release. And they're like, you mean torture and release? Guys, look, we get the fish in as quickly as possible. We take a picture with them. We show them on video. And we throw them back in. And then I was explaining this process, obviously. And the dude, the same Scott dude jumps on it. He's like, yeah, but that's what makes you a coward. You're just doing this for clout and you're doing this for money and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, and I think at one point he said I was grandstanding. And I'm like, again, you came to this page to make these comments. You are the one who's grandstanding, not me. You are so far off base by saying that I'm grandstanding. I didn't post a picture on their page. I posted a picture just like I post every single day on Facebook. If you're part of the Cameraman Ron Facebook page, I post pictures of fish almost every single day. It's either fish, family, or friends. That's kind of the hard. Oh, just hit the microphone 100%. See, that's what happens when you talk with your hands. You get all crazy, stuff gets broken. That's kind of what we're about here. Fish, family, and friends. We've never shied away from that. But I kind of wanted to get your all's opinion on it. Make sure you leave a comment down below, because I really do want to ask if you guys think I'm wrong, because I just feel like if it's my page, I can post what I want to post, and as long as it's not hurting anybody, which it's not. Obviously, there's limits there. You're not going to go out and post something that's completely egregious or something crazy like that, but we're not doing that. And not in any sense of the word are we doing that whatsoever. So I'd love to hear from you guys. We got a couple more podcasts coming up this week. I've got some podcasts with guests that I've just got to get edited. And I'm tired of making excuses. I'm not trying to make an excuse. I just got to get it done. So I appreciate your guys' patience being here with us. Got some big news coming out on Friday. of this week. So make sure you're subscribed to the Morning Vibe podcast. We got some big news coming out on Friday. I think you guys are going to enjoy. Huge shout out real quick right back here. Elliot sent me in some Crown Royal. So shout out to Elliot. Sent me a very, very nice letter. I don't want to read it. I always feel weird about reading the whole letters on the podcast because they may not want that out there. So but very nice bottle of Crown Royal to add to the shelf back here. Again, I'm not asking you guys to send stuff. If you do feel the need to send stuff, or you got something you want to try out on the shelf behind us, by all means. We got room over here, I've got the address link down in the description box of this podcast where it can be sent. That is our office address. You can't get into the building. So somebody was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna come see you. Don't do that, because that's our office building. It's all fob protected. Unless I know you're coming, you can't get in. So, nobody just show up. Nobody needs to try all that. This is just a place to ship it. This is our office. So guys, that's all I got for you today. I truly hope you enjoyed this Monday morning podcast. You guys have a fantastic week. Find a way to make somebody smile this week. You never know. It just might change the world. We can't wait to see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care, and we will see you soon.